Somebody say yeah. Say it again, say yeah. Somebody say yeah for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You look good out there, baby. I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look here. It's been too hard living, and I'm afraid to die. Look here. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, I wish I could come out there where you are, baby. A long time coming, but I know, look at here, a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look at here. Let me say one more thing. I go to the movie and I go downtown. But all I can hear is somebody keep telling me, oh boy, don't hang around. It's been a long. If anybody know what I'm talking about, let me see you wave your hand. I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. But I've got to take my time and say this, look. Then I go to my brother. Yes, sir. And I tell him, I said, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me. He knocks me back down on my. Oh, the big time that I thought. Somebody say yeah. I can last long. I know I'm able. I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, good God Almighty, a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look at here, one more time, look. Then I go to my brother. Somebody take your hand back and forth like this. Everybody. You sitting in the first balcony too. Help me, please. All over the auditorium tonight. All over the. Hallelujah. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. That's the times what I thought I couldn't last for long. No, I know, baby,
Hello, my name is David May, candidate for Clerk of Court in Caldwell Parish. There will be a debate about who can best lead us into the future. But if I could sit down with each one of you, as I have so desperately tried, I would look into your eyes and tell you, my office and my staff will work hard for you, be honest with you, and always put you, the voter, first. I have enjoyed visiting with each one of you to tell you as much about me as I possibly could. Now, time is running out. I need you to please consider me as your next Clerk of Court for Caldwell Parish. I promise you one thing, I will do the job with the best of my ability. I have served my country, and I am currently serving the citizens of Caldwell Parish, representing Ward 1 on the Caldwell Parish School Board. Now, I'm asking to serve as your Clerk of Court. Vote David May, Clerk of Court, Caldwell Parish, on October 24, 2015. Paid for by David May for Clerk of Court. On October 24, 2015, elect Clay Bennett for experienced leadership. In 1996, I began my law enforcement career at the age of 29. Over the past 18 years, I have been to many schools in an effort to better serve our parish. I would never claim to know everything because law enforcement is a continuous process that takes years to learn, receiving legal updates and attending training classes from year to year. Just like any job, you get better at it over time by constant training, learning from mistakes made, and years spent doing your job. Equally important is the ability to communicate and build a relationship with the community. Participating in activities with the public and our youth is essential in building positive relationships with law enforcement. I have always been a true Spartan fan and eager to support our schools by sponsoring our sports teams through the years. By coaching Dixie Youth for many years, then being an assistant coach for our high school Spartan baseball team, has given me the opportunity to make memories never forgotten and to build relationships with our young people. I have been a Christian for nearly 20 years. Currently, I serve as a RA leader for the kids in my church. I am also a member of the Gideons, serving as the treasurer for Caldwell Parish for many years. If our youth can see your next sheriff and law enforcement as a positive role model working with our community, then we will see positive change in our parish. This is paid political advertisement by Clay Bennett for sheriff. Please vote on October 24th, 2015. Looking for a personal injury attorney? Look no further than Columbia, Louisiana. W. Mark McKee specializes in personal injury cases. He is located at 7134 Highway 165 in Columbia, Louisiana. Tell Mark you heard it right here on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. You may also contact Mark at 318-649-2622. That number again, 318-649-2622. Contact him today. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. We are honored to have you as a guest tonight and want to thank each of you for your faithful support. Without further delay, allow me to introduce to you Mr. Baron Glass. Mr. Glass, take it away.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Tonight it appears that for some odd reason, there is a lot of technical difficulties. So the number that we provided, is 736-695-9845. I am not sure as to what is going on with that particular number. But I can tell you this. If you're out there listening and you have any friends that you think are out there listening, please have them to log on at www.thesmokingglasshour.com because the number, again, for some reason, is having technical difficulties, and I am unable to figure out at this point in time exactly what the problem is. And I apologize for that. I know tonight we had several of the candidates that were going to be running, that are running actually, that were going to call in and announce their candidacy right here live on the Smoking Glass. But I can tell you what, if the number is not fixed tonight, tomorrow afternoon, specifically about 7:30, well, somewhere between now and tomorrow Saturday, I'm going to do another live show and allow those guys the opportunity, guys and gals, guys and ladies, the opportunity to call in and specifically do what we have asked them to do, which is call in and ask them to announce their candidacy live right here on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. But nevertheless, once again, I have a specific question. Are you out there right now tired of the same old lies by the same old media outlets, whether it's Fox, MSNBC, or the likes, with their talking points to drive traffic one way or the other? Do you live in a geographical area where there's no political discussion worthwhile listening to? Well, here tonight on the Smoking Glass Hour, I am here to inform you that we are on the move in 2015, providing a progressive conversation with a diverse group of people who are trying to make a difference in their community and their neighborhood. Join the conversation, and you can do that by telling your friends, your family, and your colleagues about the Smoking Glass Hour live broadcast, talking tonight on local and state politics, those who qualify to run for office, and how to get involved in local election. You can also download the app and listen live right from your computer, your smartphone, or your tablet by going to www.thesmokingglasshour.com. Just click on the link and you can be a part of the progressive movement. Tonight, once again, we're going to talk about our local elections, the sheriff race, the clerk of court, the Senate race, talk about all the announced candidates. But before we get off into that, let me give a shout out to all of those who are out there listening, all the way from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You travel on a little bit west, you go to Lafayette, Opelousas, St. Martinville, Breaux Bridge, Ville Platte, Mamou, Lake Charles. Coming up 165, we're looking at Alexandria, Pineville, Montgomery, Louisiana. I know we got Larry Bell that's out there listening. He sent me some information in earlier. Larry wanted me to let everybody know that in Montgomery, the elect Amsterdam for the corner for Grant Parish. When we look at Winfield, Louisiana, Scotland Lewis that's out there listening. Jonesboro, the Bryant family, as I said. When we go on over to Ruston, Lincoln Parish, we look at Washita Parish, Rayville, Richland Parish, Franklin Parish, Winsboro, Catahoula Parish. We're looking at Shreveport, Louisiana, Delhi, Louisiana. We're looking at Caldwell Parish, who was tuned in live, and I know that some out there now are having difficulty because they're probably trying to call the 736-695-9845. So if there's anybody that's out there listening, if you don't mind, please go out and post the information on your Facebook page so those who would like to listen, they will have the opportunity to still listen. Or you can go to Spreaker.com, that's Spreaker.com, and look for and search the Smoking Glass Hour, and you can go right there. Or I believe you can go to tune in and search for the Smoking Glass Hour as well. Again, we're looking at Oklahoma City. Dr. I can't think his name right now. He's out there. We're looking at Boston, Massachusetts. We're looking at Baltimore, Maryland, Atlanta, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Arizona, North Dakota, Minnesota. We're looking at California. We're looking at Texas, Houston, Dallas, Longview area. So once again, the listeners, they are out there. And once again, if you are out there listening, I want to make sure that I say this over and over again, that make sure you go out and tell those that are out there listening The 736-695-9845 number, for some odd reason, is not cooperating tonight. It is having technical difficulties, and maybe the system that we're using is having some negative things going on. I'm not real sure, but when we find out, we will let you know. If not, you still can go right to www.thesmokingglasshour.com. I had an individual that was going to call in about this time, 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, but I'm not sure if they're out there. We're going to have to do these things a little bit different because we have paid political advertising by these candidates. I want to send a shout out and thanks to Clay Bennett for allowing us to run his advertising. I want to thank Mark McKee for allowing us to run his advertising. I want to thank David May thus far for allowing us to run their advertising, get their message out. These are paid political advertising. They are not endorsement of any kind. So I want to make sure that those who are out there listen understand that these are not in support of or in opposition. These are paid political advertising. So we're going to pause right now and take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is David May, candidate for Clerk of Court in Caldwell Parish. There will be a debate about who can best lead us into the future. But if I could sit down with each one of you, as I have so desperately tried, I would look into your eyes and tell you, my office and my staff will work hard for you, be honest with you, and always put you, the voter, first. I have enjoyed visiting with each one of you to tell you as much about me as I possibly could. Now, time is running out. I need you to please consider me as your next Clerk of Court for Caldwell Parish. I promise you one thing. I will do the job with the best of my ability. I have served my country, and I am currently serving the citizens of Caldwell Parish, representing Ward 1 on the Caldwell Parish School Board. Now, I'm asking to serve as your Clerk of Court. Vote David May, Clerk of Court, Caldwell Parish, on October 24, 2015. Paid for by David May for Clerk of Court. Looking for a personal injury attorney? Look no further than Columbia, Louisiana. W. Mark McKee specializes in personal injury cases. He is located at 7134 Highway 165 in Columbia, Louisiana. Tell Mark you heard it right here on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. You may also contact Mark at 318-649-2622. That number again, 318-649-2622. Contact him today. On October 24, 2015, elect Clay Bennett for experienced leadership. In 1996, I began my law enforcement career at the age of 29. Over the past 18 years, I have been to many schools in an effort to better serve our parish. I would never claim to know everything because law enforcement is a continuous process that takes years to learn, receiving legal updates and attending training classes from year to year. Just like any job, you get better at it over time by constant training, learning from mistakes made, and years spent doing your job. Equally important is the ability to communicate and build a relationship with the community. Participating in activities with the public and our youth is essential in building positive relationships with law enforcement. I have always been a true Spartan fan and eager to support our schools by sponsoring our sports teams through the years. By coaching Dixie Youth for many years, then being an assistant coach for our high school Spartan baseball team has given me the opportunity to make memories never forgotten and to build relationships with our young people. I have been a Christian for nearly 20 years. Currently, I serve as an RA leader for the kids in my church. I am also a member of the Gideons, serving as the treasurer for Caldwell Parish for many years. If our youth can see your next sheriff and law enforcement as a positive role model working with our community, then we will see positive change in our parish. This is paid political advertisement by Clay Bennett for sheriff. Please vote on October 24th, 2015.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Yes, that is paid political advertising. Once again, want to thank Clay Bennett, candidate for sheriff, Mr. David May, candidate for clerk of court, and Mr. Mark McKee, candidate for tax assessor. Now, here we are. The smoke has cleared and the dust has settled. The candidates have applied for the office that they are seeking. We know that politics is local. All politics is local. And we want to make sure that everybody that's out there who is eligible and registered to vote have the opportunity to know exactly who it is that they will be voting for, exactly what their platform is, and why they should be considered to hold the respected office that they are running for. Yes, our message is clear right here at the Smoking Glass Hour. Our goal is to make a difference. And we are making a difference by providing you with factual information regarding each individual candidate according to what they are providing about themselves. Now, in the upcoming days and weeks, we will seek each individual that's running for office and allow them to come live on the Smoking Glass Hour broadcast to have a candid conversation about their candidacy and allow you, the listener, the voter, to call in and talk with them live directly right here on the Smoking Glass Hour. So, again, our goal is to make a difference. So we make a difference by providing you, as of 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, 4:30, the Secretary of State's office has now decided that it's time to announce those who are running, who have qualified for the office. When we look at the state senatorial district, 32nd senatorial district, state senate, we have Mr. Neil Rouser, who is a Republican, and he is running unopposed. When we go down to the state representative race, the 20th representative district, we have two Republicans running. One is the incumbent, Mr. Steve E. Pylant, running against Mr. Cleve Womack out of Jonesville, Louisiana. When we look at the local sheriff race, which is going to be a hot contested race because there's no incumbent, and the incumbent, Sheriff Steve May, is not seeking re-election. We start out with Mr. Clay Bennett, who's a Democrat. We start out with Mr. Hank Balls, who is a Democrat. We have Mr. Mitch Bratton, who is no party affiliation. We have Mr. Tony Childers, who is a Democrat. We have Mr. David Crane, who is other. We have Mr. Courtney Dunn, who is no party. Now, we look at the clerk of court race for Caldwell Parish. We have Miss Cherie Cox, who is no party affiliation, and she is currently employed by the clerk of court's office. We have Miss Dina Domain, who is other party, and she is one of the local practicing attorneys here in Caldwell Parish. We have Mr. David May, who is no party, who is also a representative on the school board for District 1, if I'm not mistaken. He represents that particular district on the Caldwell Parish school board. We have Mr. Greg Richardson, who is a Democrat, and he is currently one of the business owners here. We have Miss Lauren Rogers Young, who is a party affiliate other, who is an employee of the Caldwell Parish School Board. Now, this to me is unprecedented in a sense. It was assumed by me and many others that the tax assessor's race would go unopposed. But today, I believe around 4:30 or somewhere shortly before then, I believe W. Mark McKee, who is a Democrat, is facing the incumbent, Mr. Scott Meredith, who is from the other party. And that race right there is assumed to be pretty hot. We wish both individuals, not just in this race, but all the other races prior to right now, we wish them the best of luck. We have for the coroner's race, well, Mr. Charles Chuck Clack and he's a Republican. For the police jury, District 1, we have Mr. Robert Duncan, who is a Republican. We have Mr. Kenneth Speck Graham, who is other. We have Ms. Dale Sellers, who is a Democrat. And that's for police juror District 1. For District 2, police juror, we have Mr. Lanny Dart, who is other. We have Mr. Danny W. Nugent, who is a Democrat, who will be seeking for police juror District 2. And by the way, Lanny Dart is the incumbent. For police juror District 3, we have Mr. Ben Clark, who is other party. We have Mr. Bobby Ray Dubose, who is a Democrat. We have Miss Bobby Harrison, who is from the other party, and she is the incumbent. We have Mr. Billy Joe May, who is a Republican, and we have Jody Thompson, who is a Republican, and they are, and along with Mr. Carol Weeks, who is a Republican, and they are seeking police juror District 3. When we look at District 4, which is my particular district, we have Mr. Henry Louis Haynes, unexpected in my book, as a Democrat running against Mr. Eddie Hearns, who is the incumbent, who is a Democrat. And we have Mr. Kevin Martin, who was once a police juror for District 4, and he is a Republican seeking the seat from Mr. Eddie Hearns. In District 5, we have Mr. Carl Rowland Cornwell, who is a Republican. We have Mr. Manuel Escalon, who is a Republican, and he's the incumbent. And we have Mr. Mike McDonald, who is a Republican. And that is for police juror District 5. When we look at District 6, we have the incumbent, Mr. Glenn Barnhill, who is a Democrat. And he's faced by Mr. Jimmy Gaylor, who is a Democrat, and Larry W. Taylor, who is a Democrat. Rounding out the police juror District 7, we have Mr. Joe Carroll Bates, who is a Democrat. We have Mr. Aubrey Bratton, who is a Republican, running against, and we have also Mr. Heath Easy Ryder, who is a Republican, that is running for office. So we have rounded out the races in Caldwell Parish. And we had it set to where if there's anybody else that's out there throughout the state who would like for us to broadcast their information with regards to who is running for office in their respective city or town or parish, please go on the live chat line and send us that information. Once again, it is election time. And we know that election time is important. However, we can focus on a lot of things right here on the Smoking Glass Hour. And I would be remiss if I didn't go into, before I take my next commercial break, and I'm sure she's out there listening. We have a lady that's right here in our own parish of Caldwell who has not been able to walk in the last 2 years. Who has not been able to walk in the last 2 years. But guess what? Today in her physical therapy, she was able to take her first 3 steps. To God be the glory. So before we go any further, I want to congratulate this individual person, all from the Smoking Glass Hour and all of the listeners that are out there, because I know that everybody who is a child of God love to hear the information. And I know that Clay Bennett is out there listening. Thanks, Clay, for tuning in. I'm sorry that the 736-695-9845 is not working tonight. However, your money that you paid is well spent, because we are advertising your message. And I want to thank you while you're listening for allowing us to be able to put your message out there and let the people, let the voter make a conscious decision. Okay, now, Mr. Larry Bell has just said that Christy Amston is running for coroner in Grant Parish. So we want to thank Larry for all the information that he's provided. Now, here we are for the individual who took her first 3 steps in the last 2 years. The title is called From Surviving to Thriving. After 400 years of slavery, God himself handed the Israelites the deed to a lush, plentiful land they could finally call home. Up until now, everything they owned had been provided for them by their Egyptian captors. But slavery had crushed their will and destroyed their initiative. Consequently, God had to break them off their reliance on people rather than on himself. You see, people's dependency can make you vulnerable and stunt your growth. So when God led the Israelites into the wilderness and the leeks and onions they enjoyed in Egypt were gone, they were forced to develop an appetite for manna, something only God can provide. Understand this, my friend, by taking those 3 steps. When God takes away an old source or system and gives you a new one, it doesn't mean the old one was no good. It simply means he's chosen a new way of guiding and providing specifically for you. So here we are, my friend. When God makes you a promise, he will always keep it. But you, my friend, have to be willing to remove the training wheels of your reliance on other people. In the wilderness, the Israelites griped for the comfort of the familiar, even though it meant going back to an old season that was all over. But they couldn't. And you, my friend, can't either. So when God said, increase and possesses the land, his plan for them went beyond surviving to thriving. It meant being weaned off the breast milk of people, dependence, and on the meat of God, dependence. Finally, Paul writes for you, my friend, not that we are sufficient of ourselves, but our sufficiency is from God. So when God pushes you out of your comfort zone en route to your destiny, expect to go through some unfamiliar, anxiety-producing territory. But guess what? It's the only way to go from surviving to thriving. So since you have not taken 3 steps in the last 2 years, I salute you, my friend, and may the good Lord be with you as you move from surviving to thriving. We're going to take a short pause and we'll be right back.
On October 24th, 2015, elect Clay Bennett for experienced leadership. In 1996, I began my law enforcement career at the age of 29. Over the past 18 years, I have been to many schools in an effort to better serve our parish. I would never claim to know everything because law enforcement is a continuous process that takes years to learn, receiving legal updates and attending training classes from year to year. Just like any job, you get better at it over time by constant training, learning from mistakes made, and years spent doing your job. Equally important is the ability to communicate and build a relationship with the community. Participating in activities with the public and our youth is essential in building positive relationships with law enforcement. I have always been a true Spartan fan and eager to support our schools by sponsoring our sports teams through the years. By coaching Dixie Youth for many years, then being an assistant coach for our high school Spartan baseball team has given me the opportunity to make memories never forgotten and to build relationships with our young people. I have been a Christian for nearly 20 years. Currently, I serve as a RA leader for the kids in my church. I am also a member of the Gideons, serving as the treasurer for Caldwell Parish for many years. If our youth can see your next sheriff and law enforcement as a positive role model working with our community, then we will see positive change in our parish. This is paid political advertisement by Clay Bennett for sheriff. Please vote on October 24th, 2015.
Hello, my name is David May, candidate for Clerk of Court in Caldwell Parish. There would be debate about who can best lead us into the future. But if I could sit down with each one of you, as I have so desperately tried, I would look into your eyes and tell you, my office and my staff will work hard for you, be honest with you, and always put you, the voter, first. I have enjoyed visiting with each one of you to tell you as much about me as I possibly could. Now, time is running out. I need you to please consider me as your next Clerk of Court for Caldwell Parish. I promise you one thing. I will do this job with the best of my ability. I have served my country in the Marines. Now I am asking to serve the parish for you. Vote David May, Clerk of Court, Caldwell Parish on October 24th, 2015. Paid for by David May for Clerk of Court.
Looking for a personal injury attorney? Look no further than Columbia, Louisiana. W. Mark McKee specializes in personal injury cases. He is located at 7134 Highway 165 in Columbia, Louisiana. Tell Mark you heard it right here on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. You may also contact Mark at 318-649-2622. That number again, 318-649-2622. Contact him today.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Tonight we're talking local politics, those who qualify to run for office, and how to get involved in local elections. Before we get back into that, had another individual today who messaged me and said, Baron, would you be so kind as to pray for my friend who is battling cancer? And let's call this individual by the name of Miss Sunshine. I don't know what state she's in. I don't know who she is. I don't even know the individual who sent me the information other than through Facebook. And my point is this. Facebook has a way of bringing those together for a reason. And I promised her that I would do something specific for her in her battle with cancer. And I know that you that's out there listening, before you go to bed tonight, you would join someone else in prayer and send up a powerful prayer to eliminate cancer, not just in this patient, but for all of those who are experiencing cancer within their body. And may we say this: whatever thy will is, let thy will be done. So here we are, Miss Sunshine. Dear Heavenly Father, on those days when you are troubled, you comfort me if I turn my thoughts and prayers to you. When I am afraid, you always protect me. When I am discouraged and when I get discouraged, you lift me up. You are my unending source of strength. Lord, in every circumstances, let me trust your plan and your will for my life. If it be thy will, let thy will be done. Amen, amen, and amen. That goes out to Miss Sunshine, the unknown citizen that's out there. Because here's the deal. I believe that our message is clear. Our number one goal is to make a difference. And regardless as to what it is that we're doing, we will always pause to try to encourage the next man, our fellow man. We're talking about humanity. We're talking about civility. We're talking about getting people involved, getting people engaged. Get up off the lazy boy chair and get out and go abroad and do something that can help somebody else along the way. So here we are. Just as we were going through the break, I got a message from someone that's out there listening. And I'll read, and it says this: Baron Glass, you have me doing my homework on this one. I'm not into politics, but I need to learn more about my officials that I choose to put in office. I know just the basic, And that's not good enough for me. I know the candidates who's running for president and governor for Louisiana, and half of them are Republicans and some are Democrats. Maybe one or two are Democrats, and that's it. In my own parish, I know of 3 people that's running for sheriff, and that's it. So I say thanks for opening my dang eyes. That's a dang shame, just being honest. And I want to say to this particular listener, thanks for listening and tuning in to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, because our number one goal is to do exactly what you just told us, which is to inform those who are uninformed, to give sight to the blind, to give light where there's darkness, and create a roadmap so everybody can be involved in the political process. Now, here we are. Once again, I am very passionate about politics. I am very passionate about public service. Because, see, for me, there is a distinct difference. And I keep telling you guys, I'm going to tell you what the distinct difference is one day. There is a distinct difference between politics and public service. So here we are. Civic engagement is active participation in social, political, or religious activities, intended, my friends, to improve the quality of life in our cities, in our towns, in our neighborhoods. See, because participating in these types of activities can keep you involved with matters affecting the world while also giving you a sense of empowerment. And that's one of the goals, which is to empower you to another level. Activities may range from simple ones such as being just a good neighbor, to those that make more time and take more time and have more energy, such as organizing a community event. It is my understanding that there will be a meet and greet for all of these candidates to come out and perform within the public so they can get a balanced observation of who they may be voting for on October 24th of 2015. You see, because here at the Smoking Glass Hour, here's what I believe: politics is not a 4-letter word. Yes, some of the posturing and dogmatic stands can be off-putting, and they can equally be very boring. But in our democratic system, politics is necessary and important. When we look back, we find that Mr. Michael Crichton, a physician author, stated at one time, and he put it very well. He said, resolving incompatible goals is a true function of politics. There are several ways, since we're talking tonight about how to get involved, there are several ways to get involved in the political process. Perhaps the easiest is to let an organization represent you. But you must know about the organization before that organization can represent you. Most of us belong to one or two organizations within our own parish, within our own state, within our own county, somewhere here in this country. You can donate money to a party. You can organize meetings. You can get together a political action committee. Now, a more direct way for you to make your thoughts known is to make a monetary contribution to a candidate directly. So we know that business persons and lawyers, they know well the value of participating in the political process, including contributions to candidates, which is one reason why they tend to have so much political influence. Yes, I am telling the truth. See, when you look at Citizens United, the Supreme Court gave unlimited amount of funds that an individual can give to, or a corporation can give to a political candidate. Now, why would anybody want to buy a candidate? unless you're trying to control. And that's one of the problems that we have now, that everybody's trying to control. Everybody is selfish. Everybody's trying to be me, mine, I, instead of us. And then when you look at it, in some segments, it's us versus them. It's the rich versus the poor. It's the black against the white. It's the ghetto against the north side. It's all of this and all of that. When will we become united? And I guarantee you tomorrow on 911, you will see everybody talking about unity within a community, unity within the state, unity within this country. But what happens on 912? We go back to the same old slave man mentality where we divide and conquer. Yes, I'm telling you what I see. I'm a realist. I'm telling you that it's not always like this, but I'm saying that it shouldn't be like this. So when you listen to what I have to say, I tell you about both sides. Have we made progress? Yes, we have. But let me ask you this. Is progress from 1 to 2 when we should be from 1 to 9 on the scale of 10? Is that progress? I challenge you. Without a doubt, the most influential method to develop a personal relationship is with a candidate. Develop that personal relationship. Remember, I said that you will be highly unlikely to ever meet the President of the United States. It's almost highly unlikely that you would meet the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, the Speaker of the House, the President Pro Tem. It's highly unlikely that you would meet those individuals. But I guarantee you this, you can meet your state senator. You can meet your state representative. You can meet your sheriff. You can meet your local tax assessor. You can meet your local clerk of court. You can meet your local police juror, your local school board member, your local police chief. You can meet all of these individuals. So why would you be afraid to stand up and let your voice be heard? For those of you who may have visited a congressional office, you know that the staff is most of the time young, but they are very influential. Although all these facts are true, guess what? It is important to also understand that for the most part, they are very smart, well-intentioned, and work very hard for those people. The senators and representatives count on their efforts to make the Congress, the Senate, work. In case we're talking about the state senator's race, which is unopposed. In case we're talking about the state representative race, which we have Steve Pawlant and Cleve Womack. In case you cannot meet with them, understand that developing a relationship with their staff is almost as good. We're talking about how to get involved in these local elections. We're talking about those who have qualified to run for office in the October the 24th election. The staff develops the background information that represent the uses and how they go about making their decision. So you see, it's really just as simple. To have an ongoing relationship with the staff can pay big dividend. Because you see, when you look at the police jurors that's running, when you look at all of those potholes that's in your neighborhood, when you look at all of the sewage problems that you may have, the street lighting, the ditches that need to be dug, the ditches that need to be cleaned, the paper that need to be picked up, those are the people that you have the influence of. Those are the people that you need to make sure that when they come by your house to ask for your vote, that you put them in the seat and ask them. And if they don't come by your house, then it was always said that if a person don't earn it, don't give it. So I'm challenging everybody to play their part, the candidate to play their part, the voter to play their part, because see, we all work together. E pluribus unum, out of many becomes one. You see, because now is the time. Now is the time to get out, because for 4 years from now, the person that you elect, because when you don't go and vote, guess what? You help elect the person that you don't want to win. So when we look at all of this stuff, we find that there is a reason why you should get involved. But before we go any further, I'm going to play some sounds of Mr. Eric Clapton, Change the World, and I hope that this song energizes you to get involved, because, see, you change the world one person at a time. Here we are, Change the World, Mr. Eric Clapton.
If I can reach the stars, pull one down for you, shining on my heart, so you could see the truth. Damn, this love I have inside is everything it seems. But for now I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I'll be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change
On October 24, 2015, elect Clay Bennett for experienced leadership. In 1996, I began my law enforcement career at the age of 29. Over the past 18 years, I have been to many schools in an effort to better serve our parish. I would never claim to know everything because law enforcement is a continuous process that takes years to learn, receiving legal updates and attending training classes from year to year. Just like any job, you get better at it over time by constant training, learning from mistakes made, and years spent doing your job. Equally important is the ability to communicate and build a relationship with the community. Participating in activities with the public and our youth is essential in building positive relationships with law enforcement. I have always been a true Spartan fan and eager to support our schools by sponsoring our sports teams through the years. By coaching Dixie Youth for many years, then being an assistant coach for our high school Spartan baseball team has given me the opportunity to make memories never forgotten and to build relationships with our young people. I have been a Christian for nearly 20 years. Currently, I serve as a RA leader for the kids in my church. I am also a member of the Gideons, serving as the treasurer for Caldwell Parish for many years. If our youth can see your next sheriff and law enforcement as a positive role model working with our community, then we will see positive change in our parish. This is paid political advertisement by Clay Bennett for sheriff. Please vote on October 24th, 2015.
As 2016 draws near, so does the presidential election. Let God be your guide to lead you to the right decision. Don't rely on others' opinions. Use your opinion and choose the right president for 2016 to lead our country.
Hello, my name is David May, candidate for Clerk of Court in Caldwell Parish. There will be a debate about who can best lead us into the future. But if I could sit down with each one of you, as I have so desperately tried, I would look into your eyes and tell you, my office and my staff will work hard for you, be honest with you, and always put you, the voter, first. I have enjoyed visiting with each one of you to tell you as much about me as I possibly could. Now, time is running out. I need you to please consider me as your next Clerk of Court for Caldwell Parish. I promise you one thing, I will do the job with the best of my ability. I have served my country, and I am currently serving the citizens of Caldwell Parish, representing Ward 1 on the Caldwell Parish School Board. Now, I'm asking to serve as your Clerk of Court. Vote David May, Clerk of Court, Caldwell Parish, on October 24th, 2015. Paid for by David May for Clerk of Court.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. I'm looking and paying attention to all of those who are out there listening. And I must tell the candidates that the area in which you are running for office, there are some listeners that are out there, and there are some questions that are being submitted to me. One is, I would like to know who will be each individual person that's running for office, who will be their chief deputy. Another question is, what will your office look like? Will it reflect the population of the parish with African Americans being involved? Will it have females being involved? Will your officers be trained? What will be the process? I can go on and on and on. And I can tell you that one says that I really do appreciate, let me read it now. I really do appreciate the fact that some of the guys have allowed your station to run their advertising. And I want to say, I thank those guys who allow me, and I'm glad that you're out there listening. So that should make the candidates at least understand and feel that their money is being well spent, because qualifying ended at 4:30. At 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, their message is going live over the air. And once again, you can share this information on Facebook. You can share it on Twitter. You can text it. You can email it. You can keep it in your archives. You can go back from now until the cows come home and listen to the archive. You can edit the archives, if I'm not mistaken, with an MP3 format, and you can use the snippet or whatever the case may be for your advertising. There will be nobody coming back and suing you from the Smoking Glass Hour. Why? Because our number one goal, our message is clear. Our goal is to make a difference. So let's run this down once again. We have a state senate 32nd Senatorial District, Neil Reiser, who is unopposed. I'm going to go through this rather quickly. We have a state representative race, Steve Pyland, who has been challenged by Cleve Womack. We have for the sheriff race, Clay Bennett, Hank Balls, Mitch Bratton, Tony Childers, David Crane, and Courtney Dunn. For the clerk of court, we have Cherie Cox, Dina Domain, David May, Greg Richardson, and Lauren Rogers Young. For the tax assessor's race, which should be very interesting because this is unknown to me, and I'm almost certain unknown to others. We have W. Mark McKee running against Scott Meredith for the tax assessor's race. We have the coroner's race, Charles Chuck Clack, which I believe is unopposed. Let's round out the police juror, District 1, Robert Duncan, Kenneth Speck Brown, and Dale Sellers. Police juror, District 2, Lanny Dark, Danny Nugent for District 2. For District 3, we have Ben Clark, Bobby Ray Dubose, Bobby Harrison, Billy Joe May, and Jody Thompson, along with Kara Weeks. Rounding out District 4, we have Henry Louis Haynes, Eddie Hearns, and we have Mr. Kevin Martin. Rounding out District 5 police juror, we have Carl Rowland Cornwell, Manuel Escalon. We have Mr. Mike McDonald. And District 6, we have Glenn Barnhill. We have Mr. Jimmy Gaylor. We have Mr. Larry W. Taylor. For District 7, we have Joe Bates, Joe Carroll Bates, Aubrey Bratton, and Heath Easy Router. Now, if you're out there listening, you can tell any one of those candidates that if they have a message and they want their message to be heard, they are welcome to come on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I'll try to work around their schedule because once again, you will hear this often. Our number one goal is to make a difference. Now, for this political advertising for these candidates, and look, we're going to have them on Facebook. We're going to have them on Twitter. We're going to have them on Google+. We're going to have them on Pinterest. We're going to have them on LinkedIn. We're going to have them on the WordPress blog. And we're also going to have them on Instagram. So if you have paid political advertising, Clay Bennett, Mark McKee, and David May, everywhere there's a social media outlet, we're going to put you there. And once again, this is paid political advertising. It's not in support of, it's not in opposition of by the Smoking Glass Hour. Each individual candidate was sent an email. We did confirm before the broadcast that every email was sent to the ones that provided us information. And some we got responses back, some we didn't get responses back. So we're not responsible for saying, like the police stop you and say, well, the speed limit is 55 and you're going 56. And you say, well, I didn't know. That's not our fault. So charge it to your head and not your heart. We hope that we can get your message out. We hope that we can help you do whatever it is that needs to be done. Because we wish everybody that's out there running for office, because it is some of the worst times in this country to run for office. Because everybody wants to stab in the back. Everybody wants to do this, that, thus, and so. And I just got information. We are currently experiencing an issue with the host line and guest line numbers. Our engineers are actively working to resolve this issue. Please watch for updates. Once again, the 736-695-9845. If you're out there listening, please go out and post this for me. We are currently experiencing an issue with the host line and the guest line numbers. Our engineers are actively working to resolve this issue. Please watch for updates. Now, immediately after this broadcast, I'm going to post the live show. You can go out and get the live show. You can download it. Like I said, you can send it to a Facebook message. You can send it to an email. You can even text it to a phone, a smartphone. You can even go on your smartphone and go to www.thesmokingglasshour.com. You can be driving. You can hook it up to your car. You can hook it up to your vehicle. Guess what? We are heard everywhere. Our message is clear. We are on the move in 2015. Now, the upcoming election on October 24th is an opportunity for all voters to make their interests be known. As do most voters, you have a number of issues that you must weigh to determine how you will vote on candidates and propositions. These vary from inherent values to socioeconomic interests and other factors that we must consider in making our voting decision. However, this process matters only if we enter the voting booth and pull a lever. And make sure you pay attention. If we don't do this final step, good intentions count for naught. They count for nothing. Although nothing can be guaranteed who will win. However, we can guarantee that if you do not vote, the wrong person stands a chance of winning and representing you for the next 4 years. You have to participate in the process. It is the one thing to complain about the outcome of an election and the subsequent policies that are developed as a result of the voting process. All of us, including myself, have had disagreement with decisions that are made at the local, the state, and the national level. However, we need to learn that standing on the outside and complaining about the outcome is not going to work. If we don't participate in the political arena, and in particular, if we don't go into the voting booth and pull the lever, we have no basis for griping. As is noted in all of my broadcasts and my writings, many Americans vote and many more don't vote. It is striking to me that the percentage of our population that votes in elections is so low compared with many other newly formed democracies in other countries. Whatever your issues are, whatever your party affiliation is, or other decision-making factors, please remember to vote. If you don't participate in the process, then you can't legitimately complain about the outcome. Vote on October the 24th of 2015. You've been listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. I'm going to play a requested song that a lot of people always ask me to play. It's by Alabama, Feel So Right.
Whisper to me softly, breathe words upon my skin. No one's near and listening, so please don't say goodbye. Just hold me close and love me. Press your lips tonight. Feels so right. Feels so right. Lying here beside you, I hear the echoes of your sighs. Promise me you'll stay with me and keep me warm tonight. So hold me close and love me. Give my heart a smile. Feels so right. Feels so right. Your body feels so gentle, and my passion rises high. You're loving me so easy. Your wish is my command. Just hold me close and love me. Tell me it won't end. Feels so right.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Tonight's topic, local politics, those who qualify to run for office and how to get involved in your local election. Once again, I want to thank you for listening in. I want to apologize for the 773-897-6398. And once again, we did receive information. I told you I would try to update you, and that we are currently experiencing an issue with the host line and guest line number. Our engineers are actively working to resolve this issue. Please watch for updates. But as I stated, candidates, if you're out there listening, I will make sure that I make you aware between now and Sunday afternoon. I'm going to redo this show, and I'm going to allow you guys to call in and publicly announce live right here on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass that you will be running for office, the office that you will be seeking, and give the voter some type of indication of where you and your platform will be going. Once again, we have some hot contested races. We have the sheriff race, we have the clerk of court race, and now we have a hot bird in the tax assessor's race. So we want to make sure that you tell a neighbor, tell a friend. Before I go, I want to make sure that everybody be aware that Tony Childers is having a cookout on, I believe, September 26th of 2015. You can contact his campaign. Mitch Bratton is having a fish fry on September the 19th. You can contact his campaign. You can contact David May is having something Saturday, October the 3rd, I believe, from lunch to 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. 11 o'clock a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. You can check with those candidates. Now, once again, if there is a candidate that's out there who would like to come on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, it's not going to cost you one red cent. It's going to make sure that we are still doing whatever it is that we are doing. We're going to make sure that everybody play a major role in this. We're going to make sure that everybody understands that we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to do whatever it is that we need to be doing. I'm getting a message, and I'm trying to make sure. One said that they thought that we were still they had lost connection. And once again, when you're dealing with technology, for some reason, there will be a loss of connection. However, the connection will pick back up. It's called buffering is what it is. So make sure that everybody understand that it's not our fault. It's nothing that we can do about anything that's going on other than continue to do what we said we were going to do. We're going to make sure that everybody becomes involved in the local process, not just the local, but the state and the federal process. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that our message is clear. Our goal is to make a difference. We're looking at about 9:13 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to close out the show. We started out with Sam Cooke. We're going to close it out with Sam Cooke. A change is going to come. Have a great night.
Just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there have been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come.